Am I the asshole for telling my wife the lock on my daughter's door does not get removed until my brother-in-law and his daughters are out of our house? My brother-in-law Sammy lost his home shortly after his divorce 10 months ago. He moved in with us and brought his twin daughters Olivia and Sloane 18 with him a couple of months ago. His sister, my wife, and I have one daughter, Zoe 16, and she and her cousins aren't close but get along fine. Olivia and Sloane have no respect for Zoe's privacy, none. They used to walk into her room and take everything they get their hands on. Makeup, phone, accessories, clothes, school laptop, etc. Zoe complained a lot and I've already asked the girls to respect Zoe's privacy and stop taking things. My wife and Sammy saw no issue with this. After all, they're girls and this is typical teenager girl behavior. I completely disagree. The last straw was when Zoe bought a $60 MAC makeup kit that looks like a paint set that she saved up for over a month, and one of the girls, Sloane, took it without permission and ruined it by mixing shades together while using it. Don't know much about makeup, but that's what Zoe said when she found the kit on her bed and was crying. I told my wife and she said she asked Sloane to apologize, but I got Zoe a lock after I found out she was moving valuable belongings out of the house because of this incident. The girls were extremely upset. Sammy asked about it and I straight up told him. He said, "My girls aren't thieves. It's normal that girls of the same age borrow each other's stuff." He said that Zoe could easily get another makeup kit for $15 from Walmart and shouldn't even be buying expensive adult makeup in the first place, and suggested my wife take care of this defect in Zoe's personality, trying to appear older than she is. He accused me of being overprotective and babying Zoe with this level of enablement. I told him that this is between me and my wife, but she shamed me for putting a lock on Zoe's door for her cousins to see and preventing them from spending time with her, saying I was supposed to treat them like daughters, then demanded I remove it, but I said this lock does not get removed until her brother and his daughters are out of the house. She got mad I was implying we kicked them out and said her family will hate me for this. So I reminded her that I let Sammy and his family move in, which is something her own family refused to do. So she should start with shaming or blaming them for not taking their own son and nieces and granddaughters in. If it wasn't for her family's unwillingness to help, we wouldn't be dealing with this much disturbance at home. Everyone's been giving me and Zoe silent treatment and my wife is very much upset over this.
Am I the asshole for not telling my friend about the very painful and dangerous side effects my medicine has? I, 30 female, have always been a bigger girl since very young. Last year it got to the point where I weighed 242 pounds when I was 5'4". No matter how hard I tried, exercise and diet weren't enough. So I went to my endocrinologist and we started a medicine that is a new trend for obese patients. I won't give the name away for safety reasons. But the treatment was like a miracle, and after 1 year on it, I'm only 40 pounds away from my ideal weight. I know it sounds like a lot, but believe me, it's a huge step forward and I've never been this slim before and it shows. On to my friend Jessie, 28 female, who's also a chubby girl. Jessie's also a chubby girl, not on the level I was, but still enough to affect her self-esteem. Long story short, Jessie asked me how I did it and I told her about the medicine and the dosage I used. I thought she would try the same therapy, but with the help of a doctor. Well, she didn't and she bought the medicine and used it. Guys, this medicine has to be managed very carefully and you start with a very low volume and then increase it. Completely reset her digestive system and the pain was worse than appendicitis. She was in the hospital for 5 days and her family and some of our friends are blaming me. She wants me to pay hospital fees and for the pills. Am I the asshole for refusing to pay the babysitter for new glasses after my daughter broke her old ones? I'm male 35, am a widower with 2 kids, 9 and 11. I recently got back to work and since I work night shifts, I had to get a babysitter. My coworker recommended a relative and it's been going great except for a few days ago. The babysitter called me and told me that my 9-year-old daughter broke her glasses. I got home, heard both sides of the story, and came to the conclusion that it was an accident. But the babysitter said she broke them intentionally after she refused to let her outside. I asked my 11-year-old daughter and she said the sitter's story is accurate, but she and her sister have beef. I figured she set her up and apologized for the misunderstanding. She insisted there wasn't one and asked me to pay. I was taken aback by her request and told her I thought we talked this out, and that we ruled it an accident. I apologized but refused and said it was unfair to expect me to pay, especially since she didn't pay attention to keep her glasses safe. The babysitter argued with me, then started crying, swearing that my daughter broke them to get back at her. My 11-year-old sided with her, but my 9-year-old said she is only siding with the babysitter for her own benefits. I then asked the babysitter to leave. She got my coworker involved and she's saying I need to take responsibility and pay for them. I apologized, but I refused to pay.
Story time about how I did the dirty with my sister's boyfriend. Whoops. Disclaimer's not my story time. I sent me on Instagram. My sister and I didn't actually grow up together. I grew up with my dad and she mostly grew up with my mom. Growing up, we were really competitive, like in every single way. But for the most part, we had each other's backs. She's a year older than me, so we weren't in the same grade. I got bullied a lot in high school and she always defended me. Finally, when we graduated from high school, our relationship got a lot better. We stopped competing in everything and our parents actually got back together. This was the happiest moment of our lives. We were all living under the same roof and my parents had started a new business. My sister and I started helping them with their business and it grew a lot. We were financially stable and we were even able to buy a beach house. Every single weekend we would go as a family and with friends. Now when it came to boys, we had the same taste. This unfortunately led us to have a lot of fights. She would meet a guy and I would like him. Or I would meet a guy and she would like him. But we never actively tried to steal each other's boyfriends. Also, our parents were really strict, so my sister and I had to go behind their back to have boyfriends. When I turned 19, I met this really sweet guy. We fell in love. I thought we were gonna get married. My parents were totally against me having a boyfriend, but I told them that I was old enough to make my own decisions. The only person who actually really supported me was my sister. She was able to convince my parents to accept him. So they did. He would come over and have dinner with us. We would go out on dates, and eventually he asked my parents for my hand in marriage. But my parents said no. They said I was too young. So he ended up breaking up with me, which was really bad. So after my boyfriend broke up with me, I was really heartbroken. This was around the time that my sister met her boyfriend, the one that I did it with. They started dating really casually and he made it clear to her that he did not want to be in a relationship with her. And my parents did not like that at all. So basically he was not allowed to come to our house whatsoever. And the thing is, I never even saw his face. My sister showed me his Instagram, but he didn't really have a lot of pictures of himself. I didn't even know what his face looked like. After a few weeks, I told my parents that I wanted to start dating people, and they were so against this. Like I said, my parents are really strict. So here's what I did. I signed up to a bunch of dating apps, and I just started going on dates behind their back. And I know that I'm 19, but I still respected everything my parents told me because I lived under the roof. So I started going on a bunch of dates. And can you guess who I ended up matching with? Yep, my sister's boyfriend. Although I didn't know it was her boyfriend at the time. He and I ended up going on 2 dates. It was amazing, it was wonderful, it was great. He was super charming and really funny. And I did ask him if he was seeing other people, and he said no. But of course, that was a total lie. I even talked to my sister about this guy. I mean, how sick is that? So here's what ended up happening. He and I go back to his place and we do it. The next day, he totally ghosts me. And this is when I started investigating. This is when I found his real Instagram. And guess who I see on it? My sister is tagged in his pictures as his girlfriend. I was totally heartbroken. Honestly, I really fell for this guy. He seemed like a really good guy, but of course they all do, right? And talk about how good of a liar he was. On our dates, all he kept talking about was how he wanted to be with somebody and how he really wanted to settle down and live with someone. It's like he was saying exactly what he knew I wanted to hear. So here's what I did. I reported him on the dating app, and then I sent him a DM on his real Instagram, and I sent him a picture of me and my sister, aka his girlfriend. He messaged me right away. He said that he had just started dating my sister and that he didn't know we were related. That's when I told him I knew he was lying. They had been dating for a while now. This guy really thought I was that stupid to believe him that he had just started dating my sister. And of course, he blocked me like the coward he is. Honestly, I don't know how to tell my sister because I feel like she might think it was my fault. Also, if my parents find out, they will kill me. I asked my sister what was up with her boyfriend. That's when she told me that he hadn't been texting her for like 2 days. It's been a week now and he's been ghosting her every single day. I know I should tell my sister, but how do I even start? Also, I know she's gonna tell my parents. I'm terrified. What the heck am I gonna do now?
So, a little backstory. My husband is an only child. His mom has always been very involved. We got along somewhat, but she always sort of crossed some lines. She has a key to our house for emergency purposes only, because she lives 4 blocks away. I had our daughter 4 weeks ago. She has been over at least 3 days every week since I've had her, always telling me what I'm doing wrong and how she'd do things differently. Baby is up every 2 hours at night, and she insists she'd sleep through the night if she could stay at grandma's. I told her, I'm not comfortable sending a breastfed baby away overnight at 4 weeks. This last week, she kept pushing the issue no matter how many times I said no. Last night, we put the baby in her crib. We stopped room sharing because the baby was so loud, I could get no sleep whatsoever, so my husband has been getting her when it's time for her to feed. Husband fell asleep early and I dozed off. I woke up 4 hours later and started to panic because she had not made any noises. I was sure she died of SIDS. I went into her room and she was gone. I froze and started screaming her name around the house like she would somehow pop up like it was all a joke. My husband woke up in a panic and just screamed, "What's going on?" over and over. I ran to my phone to call 911 and saw a picture message from my mother-in-law of my sleeping baby in her arms with the caption, "Sleep over at grandma's." I was immediately enraged. I screamed so hard I almost vomited. I called her and saw red. I told her I was coming to get the baby and she would never see her again and to never contact our family again. My husband decided it was best if he went to get her. When he came back, he said his mother decided to let herself in and give us a break. That she was sure we'd hear the text and she thought we would be thanking her for the night's sleep. I do not give a flying duck. I hate her. I cannot forgive her for this. My husband thinks I need to calm down, that we just need to get our key back. His lack of urgency about the situation makes me want to divorce him. We have never had any issues before this, but this feels like a deal breaker to me. I already had PPA, and now it's through the roof. I don't feel safe in my own home with my family. I hate my mother-in-law. I hate my husband. When I think about what happened, I sob uncontrollably. I can't sleep now that I know I can't protect my baby when I sleep. I cannot believe I did not wake up. I feel like the biggest piece of crap mother. If any danger really came, I would have let my daughter down. Am I overreacting for wanting a divorce or for never wanting to see my mother-in-law again? My husband and mother-in-law thinks it's my hormones and I have overreacted. Am I overreacting? I just need to talk about it with non-involved parties. I have no friends or family for hundreds of miles. Oh, and she also fed her formula while she had her, but that's the least of my worries. It still infuriates me because breastfeeding has been really hard for us.
So this one actually takes place back when I was in high school. Now, if you guys don't know, basically back in high school, there was this one chick in my school who was always like, well, let's say rich in a way. She was actually like wealthy rich. And I'm not saying this in terms of like, you know, I was a gold digger in the circumstance, but in a way, like she had money. She would walk into school with like, you know, a really nice car and kind of just flex her way into anything she wanted. Hell, sometimes she would bring up to teachers how her daddy could literally buy her out. Like I don't know what that means, but like cool. And of course me, you know, I'm just that basic kid that really didn't have like anything special going for him. Like, don't get me wrong, I had a nice sports car, and don't get me wrong, as well as when I want to look charming, like I can do it. So one time I remember like I walked into class looking all good and stuff, and I generally didn't look ugly. Like in a way, I actually looked good. And on top of that, I just want to say, and this is a hard fact for all of us that all of us can agree, when all of us go shopping, the next day we always wear the outfit to school. Like there's no way and no way how you guys don't wear the newest outfit that you guys recently just bought the next day when you just got it. Because yeah, I don't know, it makes us feel nice and shows people that we actually have money to buy new clothes. Anyways, like I was saying though, so this girl, she was, you know, in my class, and she was just, you know, taking a seat, you know, getting ready for class. I think it was our socials class. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. Like I don't really keep track of my socials classes or any class to be matter because, well, I don't care enough for school. Let's be real here. But I remember she sat down and we were just like looking around and stuff. And I remember I kept looking at her, how do I put this? Peach. I kept looking at her peach and, you know, working on my work and then looking at my teacher, and I just kept getting distracted. Now, reminder, I was a really active high schooler. I think that's the best way to put it. I know it sounds really weird saying that, but like at the same time though, you know, at first when I was like, you know, trying to be like, just don't look, like whatever, it was easy. But at the same time though, for some reason, she kept looking back at me as well. And she looked at me and she knew I was looking right at her peach. And she like kind of like started like going off the side of the seat to the point where she was like spread it. You know, it sounds weird to put it in a video context, but you guys get what I mean. And at that point, I knew like she was like semi interested in me, and I guess the new shirt I got from H&M actually worked out. Please sponsor me. I get the ladies from it and do the devil's tango. Anyway, sorry. Back to what I was saying. So me and her, we started like kind of like talking when, you know, we were at that part of class where you usually have free time to just do whatever the heck you want. And she kind of walked over to me and sat down with me, and, you know, she was explaining this cool like pool that her daddy got recently. I don't know why I said daddy, but you know, just deal with it. And she wanted me to come over and check out her new pool. Now me, I don't care enough for pools. Don't get me wrong. Like hell, I can't really swim the best. Like I can swim. Don't get me wrong. I can swim if I really need to, but in reality, I can't swim that well. But she invited me over. You know, she said she was bringing some friends maybe. And at that point, when she said she was bringing other people, I'm like, sure, why not? So obviously, you know, I went home. I, you know, got my things. I drove over to her house with my amazing silica. I missed that car to death, by the way. And when I got there, I remember I walked straight to the backyard and her dad was there. Her rich dad. Like think of like meeting like a really just like comb backed, like rich old dude that like you see in like those sugar mama shows. Yeah, like he was one of those guys. And you know, don't get me wrong, her daughter was semi-hot, I guess, but their house was like massive and it was crazy. I remember when I walked back there, he looked at me instantly and was like, huh, okay, and just walked inside. Like he didn't even like want me to introduce myself, which I mean, fair enough. Like I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really look like, you know, I was rich in any way, shape, or form. Like maybe if I had a Jaguar or something, maybe he'd be like, oh, like look at this guy. But I don't know, whatever. So yeah, I remember we got to the pool and we started talking. She had these 2 long seats. We started laying down and kind of just started talking about like school and how dumb and stuff it was. But the main thing she kept talking about was how every girl's outfit was literally like cheap. And I talked about literally Super Mario Brothers. Like I don't get it. Like I don't, it was clear we had differences. Okay, it was very clear me and her had a lot of differences. But then I don't know what started happening. You know, even though we weren't having the best conversation, me and her got closer and closer. And you know, one minute we were making out left and right, and then she told me, hey, like, you want to go inside the pool house? Now at this point I was kind of worried because I didn't know what was gonna happen. Like I'm gonna be honest, I never entered a pool house ever until that day. So I remember me and her, you know, she started like grabbing my wrist and walked me over there and we got inside. When we got inside, she was kind of like, you know, leaning on me, and of course one thing led to another and we did the devil's tango. And you know, that went on for like, I want to say half an hour. But let's just say things got too quiet outside to the point where the rich daddy, we would say, came out to the pool and saw no one was there. So what ended up happening was that she started panicking and she's like, oh, like, let me come out of here and then I'll just say you left early. At first I was kind of iffy because I still had my car in her front yard, but I guess like, you know, it's not like he was gonna notice because apparently he worked from home. So she went out and she said, oh, like Baba left early, like he was like had to go early, and he left his car here because he said like he didn't feel well enough to drive. Like, bruh, what? I wasn't drinking. Like, I didn't do anything, but I guess she just kind of made that excuse so my car would be there. And of course the dad was fine with it, but then he saw the pool house unlocked and he walked over there and locked it. He literally locked the pool house when I was in it. Like, and I'm not talking like, you know, key lock. Like I'm talking full on lock. And at that point I was stuck in there. I didn't know what to do. It was getting dark, and you know, I'm not even gonna lie, I think I was stuck in there for like 3 hours watching Jacksepticeye until I eventually realized that like I need to get out of here. My phone wasn't gonna die, and I'm not gonna lie, like I remember like calling my mom, and my mom's like, oh, where are you? Yeah, this is a situation I don't really want to explain to my mom. So I remember I just hung up and I called my buddy. Jer, and Jer was like, yo, like what's going on? I told Jer how I was stuck in the rich girl's pool house, and I'm not gonna lie, Jer was kind of just laughing the whole entire time. So I remember he snuck over and literally jumped the fence into the backyard, and he brought like these bolt cutters, cut me out, and basically I got out of there. I remember I ran up to my car and I instantly just turned on my car, and my car, like when I turned it on, it made like somewhat of a loud noise. And I remember just seeing her dad of the rich girl just like looking outside the window, seeing me come out of his backyard and into his car. And let's just say I looked over, I looked back at the road, and I booted it. Like I left there, dude. Like I did not want to stay there any longer than I should have. And long story short, you know, even though I ended up doing the devil's tango and me and her weren't really the best, all I'm gonna say is stay away from pool houses or things that could actually get locked, really, with like actual locks. Because trust me, you don't want to be in a concealed space like that.
So this story took place back a few time ago or whatever. So this story does involve toxic. So it was one day my homegirl, well, no. So it was one day my homeboy, we gonna give him the name Party because this boy was like a party animal. When I tell y'all, every time like I go to his house, it's always just homies there, everybody, homegirls there, everybody would be at his house chilling, going up, just we always just have a good time at this man's house. So one day he was like, he having a bonfire. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So he told me like the week before, he just kept telling me like, you better come. You love popping up at my house with all your homegirls and shit. So you better come to my bonfire. So I'm like, all right, for sure. Like I'm gonna be there. So he had hit me up. So he told me that. So I told Toxic off top. I'm like, Toxic, you want to come to the bonfire? She was like, okay, like cool. Like, you know, they be lit. Shit. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I was just gonna go with Toxic at first, right? So I'm on Facebook and I'm posting like what I'm gonna wear to this bonfire and all this other stuff like that. And she so this girl that I met on Facebook, not like Bella, if you haven't seen that story time where I was catfish, it's not like this. Like this girl I actually met on Facebook and we actually linked up and like hung out. Like we used to, like, I don't know, it would be people I actually would meet that was real people. So yeah, so we met up. I'm gonna call her Sasha. So Sasha hit me up and was just like, a bonfire, like, let's go. So mind you, we only hung out one time prior because like that was the first time we ever linked, and then so this would be the second time. So she was like, I want to go, and I'm like, cool. So this was the day before when she said this, right? The day before, because I had posted it the day before, like what I'm gonna wear to the bonfire tomorrow. So she had told me she was coming the day before. So I hadn't even told Toxic like she was coming with us or whatever. So the day before, she had ended up hitting me up later that day too and was like, hey, you know how I do, because she used to meet a lot of people on Facebook, like friends and stuff like that. So she was like, I met these 2 girls, and she was like, and I want to hang out with them, and I think this would be the perfect occasion. Like, what do you think? Like, can I bring them? Like, can they come with us? So I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, they could go. Like, you know, it's not my bonfire. I don't care. She was like, yeah, but can they ride with us? Because mind y'all, I was the driver. I'm driving because I had the car or whatever. So she like, do you mind if they ride with us? So I'm like, no, it's cool. Like, they seem cool. You cool people. Like, you got cool judgment, you know, so sure, they could come. So she like, okay, cool. So the day of come, and Toxic at my house, and she just like, come on, like, what you waiting on? Let's go. So I'm like, oh yeah, my bad. I'm like, so remember my friend Sasha that I met? Like, she gonna come. I'm like, and she's bringing 2 people with her too. So Toxic was annoyed because y'all, Toxic was the type of friend, she did not like me around nobody. She just, well, not, I don't know. It's crazy because that's our friendship kind of end that way too. It was basically like a them over me, but it was, y'all, anyway, we'll get there eventually. But so Toxic really didn't like, she always just liked it to be me and her. She always liked it to just be me and her. And she, when she first met Sasha, she wasn't really digging Sasha. She'd be like, she's weird, and all this other shit. But Sasha wasn't weird, she was cool. So anyway, so she was just kind of annoyed with that. So when they got there, Sasha introduced me to the 2 girls. She's like, hey Simone, we're gonna get him a name. One girl, we're gonna name her Shoestring, and we're gonna name the other girl Takavaka. So I'll tell you now why we name it Shoestrings. We name it Shoestring that because, y'all, when I tell y'all, she had like a dingy dirt. It was supposed to be white, but it turned brown. Shoestring wrapped around her hair, wrapped around her waist as a fucking belt, wrapped around, like, she just had a lot of shoestrings going on. Like, maybe that was her style, I have no idea. Like, she even had it wrapped around her arm like a fucking bracelet. Like, it was weird. Like, it wasn't a style I'd be into. Maybe if she did it with a clean shoestring, it really would have worked. I don't know, the look she was going for just wasn't, I just remembered her as Shoestring, so that's who her name is gonna be. And Takavaka, we gonna name her that because y'all will see later in the story, the girl was obsessed with it. So yeah, so she introduced us to them, and we like, okay, hey, so Sasha is dressed for the beach, Toxic dressed for the beach, I'm dressed for the beach, Shoestring dressed for the beach with her excessive shoestrings, and Takavaka got on a whole sweatsuit, like a whole sweatsuit, like it's cold outside, sweatsuit. So I'm just like, girl, it's hot outside. You sure you want to wear that to the beach? And she was just like, right, girl, I'm mad because didn't nobody tell me where we was going until now. Like, you know, until we got here, got dropped off. So I'm mad because I'm about to be hot as fuck. And mind y'all, I was like going through my clothes. So my room was dirty. They're in my room at this time. My room had clothes all over the bed, like of me, different outfit choices that I was going to wear. So she like, can I just wear something of yours? So I'm just like, my bad, somebody texted me. I'm just like, And the reason why I said no is because, y'all, it's been times where I used to be nice, and I used to have one friend that used to stay going through my shit. Like, she would come dressed not prepared, and when she gets to my house and be like, I'm like, girl, why you not dressed? And she'd be like, because I want to wear your clothes. And I swear I would never get my shit back. So I'm like, I already got one friend like that, and I'd be having to, like, you know, so no, no. And I don't even know this girl, so I'm really not gonna get my shit back. So I was just like, oh, all this stuff is dirty. Like, I have to wash. So she was just like, oh, okay, well, can we go, if you don't mind, can you take me by the Mexico Plaza? Mexico Plaza in Linwood. Y'all know. Well, you probably don't if you're not from LA or whatever. But anyway. So I'm like, yeah, sure, I don't mind. We could go up there or whatever. And I'm like, it's cool because I wanted to go up there one day this week anyway. So I'm like, we could go. So we get in the car, we end up going to the Mexico Plaza. When we get there, it was like cool or whatever. She ended up finding her an outfit and whatever to wear. So, but we was looking at other stores. Even though she had already found an outfit and she went in the bathroom and changed her clothes, we was still looking for other shit, like still looking around. So while we was downstairs, it was a store Sasha was like she wanted to go in because they had like cute clothes. It's kind of like by the entrance or whatever. So we went in that store, and I'm like, okay, well, after we go in this store, it's the shoe store, I'm gonna go in upstairs. But I'm like, we might as well just go in this store first, like, you know. I'm like, because I want to look in here too. So Shoestring just like, we never gonna get to the bonfire, like, and I'm just like, it's still daylight. The fire ain't even gonna be lit till night. But I didn't say that. That's just what I'm thinking. So I'm just like, we just gonna go in one more store. Like, I just want to look at some shoes, so it's cool. But mind you, when Sasha was saying the store she wanted to go in, Shoestring was all for it. She wasn't saying that until I said I want to go in the store upstairs. So So I'm like, what the fuck? So we in the store, they walking around, they looking at shit. After I had already peeped the scene and realized there was nothing there I wanted to buy, Shoestring, she's looking at something and debating, like, should I get this? Oh, I want to find something to match with this. Should I, like, just debating. So I was, like, standing around, like, you know, but I'm just talking to Toxic. Like, we just talking about some other shit. Like, we just laughing and joking about something totally different. And Shoestring gonna turn around and gonna say, we gonna be in here a while, so you might as well go upstairs and look at that store you wanted to look at while we here. So I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. You know, I didn't take it no way. I'm like, that's a good idea. And she was just like, yeah, y'all go ahead and do that. So I'm just like... Maybe it's just me, because I swear to God, I be having to ask people, like, I stay ask my sister, like, am I tripping, or is this person got an attitude? And she like, no, you tripping, like, you know. So I'm thinking, like, maybe I'm tripping, like, maybe she don't have an attitude with me. And Toxic ended up going upstairs to go look at the sandals and stuff like that. So when we went upstairs, Toxic was just like, I don't know, I don't like them, like, but Toxic always say that. So I'm like, nah, I'm not even gonna go based off what she said. So I ain't even gonna ask Toxic if I'm tripping, because Toxic is gonna tell me, yeah, well, I don't like them, let's ditch them. Like, you know, she don't like nobody. So I'm just like, I don't know. I'm like, Shoestring do seem a little bit off, but maybe I'm just tripping. She like, no, you're not tripping, girl. She's being weird. And I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Like, you know. So mind y'all, we going up the escalator. By the time we getting off the escalator, I turn around, they getting on the escalator. So I'm just thinking, like, I thought they was gonna be in that store forever, but whatever. So we in the store, whatever. They end up coming in there, and I'm looking at these sandals, and I'm just like, ooh, like, you know. And they come in there with no bags. No bags. So it's crazy to me how Shoestring talking about we gonna be in there for a minute, but she coming in here with no bags. They come in there with no bags at all. And I'm just thinking, like, wasn't y'all finna be in there forever, Shoestring? But whatever. That's what I was just thinking. So anyway, I'm looking at these shoes and I'm asking Toxic, like, are they cute? Whatever, like that. So then I end up asking them, because Taka Vodka, she like, oh yeah, them is real cute. You should get them, girl. And Sasha like, you know, like, ooh, they cute. And here goes Shoestring. Yeah, they cute. I want to take a picture of them because I like them too. So the shoe is in my hand like this. And she wanted to take a picture, so I like was about to hand it to her. She's like, no, it's fine. Like, so she taking a picture. She's taking the picture like this, like not like this getting the shoe, but taking the picture like I noticed she's getting me in the photo. So I'm like looking away, you know, like putting the shoe like to where it's just getting like the photo, like, cause I'm like, maybe I'm tripping, maybe I can't see the other side of this girl phone. She probably not taking no picture of me, but I'm still looking away, cause I don't want to be in your picture of the shoe. So we end up, I end up not getting the shoe though, because I realized like I buy a lot of unnecessary shit and I really didn't need that. So I end up not getting it. So when we leaving out, Shushin gonna say, dang, you wanted to come here so bad and you didn't even get nothing? I said, girl, you didn't get nothing either from that other store. Like, you know, but I'm laughing it off though, because I'm just thinking like, maybe this is just the way she is, like, you know. But she was really annoyed and she was like, can we just finally get to the bonfire? I'm ready to turn up, I'm ready to drink, like y'all taking forever, like I'm ready to go, I've been ready. So Takabaka like, girl, chill, we ain't even pregame, we ain't even drunk. And she like, exactly, but y'all want to come in every store, like just doing the most. Already she was giving me a little bad vibes, because it's like, bitch, why are you so mad right now and you ain't even the driver? I didn't even ever even ask none of y'all for gas money. I didn't even have to come to the Mexico Plaza today. I could have came another day. Like, what's up with, like, but I'm just chill, you know, I'm chill. So Toxic like, I don't see why you complaining when you ain't even driving, like, you know. And I'm just like, you know, right, like, you know. And she was like, I'm just saying, like, I'm ready to go, I'm just ready to turn up, like. So she just lit. So mind you, these are Sasha's fucking friends. Like, I don't know how long she been talking to these people online before she linked up with them this day, but she not saying shit like ever. Like, it seemed like she was scared of them. So we end up getting back in the car. We go to the bonfire. When we pull up, because Dockweiler back then you could park on the street. Now you can't. Like, they blocked off where you can't park on the street. So when you used to park on the street, it's like a hill up top and you gotta walk down to get to the beach. But it used to be like a lot of people and you gotta try to find parking. It's just a crazy little 2-lane little situation. Like, one going this way, one going that way. It's probably like 2 sides or whatever, I don't know. But anyway, so we trying to find some parking. While we looking for parking, we see like niggas getting out the car and shit like that. So Shoestring want to roll down the window and, what's up? Hi, where y'all finna be at? Oh, where y'all finna be at? We going to a bonfire, y'all could come. I said, girl, you can't just invite them to the bonfire. Like, you know, it's a boys bonfire that's throwing this shit. Like, you know, like. But I was just like, we could probably like walk around though and see what's up with them. Like, I'm like, but we can't invite them to their shit. And she's like, what's the problem? I'm like, because niggas be weird. You can't invite some random niggas to some other niggas shit, like, you know. But I was just like, but yeah, we for sure gonna be walking around the beach and shit. We don't gotta just stay with them the whole time, like, you know. And she like, okay, yeah, all right, whatever. That's it. Like, that's how she said it. So I'm just like, whatever. So we park or whatever. And when we parked, y'all, mind y'all, we went in all these stores with shoes Taka Vodka did not buy no shoes. She had her tennis shoes still on. So mind y'all, I used to keep, I still do. I got a pair of heels in my car I need to bring in the house. But I keep shoes in my car because I don't know. I just don't know the vibes. Like, sometimes if I'm going out, I don't want to be asked. I don't know. I just don't want to ask my friends, like, are we wearing heels? Are we wearing this? When it's a simple question, I could easily ask. But I would just bring 2 pair of shoes, my heels, just in case they come outside with heels on. I'm put the heels on or the other shoes. Like, you know. So, anyway, I had some sandals in my car. Which I should have paid attention if the bitch didn't want to buy no fucking sandals. Because her outfit matched my sandals perfect. I had, like, these blue jelly sandals. And they had, like, these spikes on them. It was so fucking cute. I don't got them no more, obviously. But anyway, so she like, she was like, oh fuck, it don't make no sense for me to get my shoes dirty and walk in this sand. She was like, Simone, can I wear these sandals that's in the back seat? So before I can even answer, she was like, girl, just put the sandals on. And Toxic was just like, girl, how are you offering my friend shit to her? Like, let Simone answer. And I'm like, it's cool, Taka. Like, you could wear them. Like, it's cool. It's cool, Vodka. It's cool, Miss Taka Vodka. You know, I'm like, no, it's cool. You can wear them, you know. I'm thinking, you know, it's sandals. It's different. Her shoes in the car. She gonna have to get my shit back. She didn't, obviously, as y'all see. Anyway, so we get out the car, we walk down to the beach. So we see my friend, we see Party and all of them or whatever, and it was lit. Like, it was a lot of them. It's crazy because just so happened the niggas that she was trying to invite to the bonfire, they was with them. Like, they ended up coming to them. But anyway, so we just cool. They had bottles and stuff there. Like, you know, like, we younger back then, so I think I was like 19. Yeah, I had to be like 19. So we young back then, so you know, everybody drinking bullshit. So anyway, but they had some cool bullshit. Like, it wasn't too much of bullshit. Like, you know, so anyway, they drinking and they pouring us cups and stuff. They had already drunk a lot, but we finished off their 2 bottles that they had because it was only a little bit left, and they pouring us drinks, so we finished it off. So while we at the beach just having fun and we finished off their bottle, I'm like, y'all, I could go to the liquor store and get some more alcohol because we already, like, we finished our bottle off and we really came empty-handed. So, like, you know, like, let's go to the liquor store because they have food and little, like, shit like that, like little snack foods, whatever. So Sasha had a fake ID, so she like, okay, like, let's go. So we going to go back to the liquor store. Party had gave me like $15 or whatever. So when we get to the liquor store, Sasha and Taka Vodka was like, they gonna get out and go in. So I'm like, all right, cool. We all don't need to be going in because it's like Sasha already working with a fake ID and we all look young, so it's gonna look weird. We all don't need to be up in there. So we, me, Shoestring, and Toxic stay in the car. Mind y'all, we all put in like $5. Like, I put 5 in, Toxic put in 5. Sasha said she got her money. Taka, you know, Shoestring. So, and Party gave me fucking $15. So I'm like, try to get like 2 bottles or something, like, of something. Try to get something cool or get 1 big bottle or something, whatever you could get. Mind you, we ain't getting nothing too expensive. So I'm just like, get some Ciroc or something like that. I don't know. So they go in the store, y'all. They in there for a cool minute. When they come out the fucking store, y'all, when they come out the store, they come outside and they had 2 bags, and then Sasha was eating some chips, and then they had like a little juice chaser, and Taka Vodka had some like Starburst in her hand. So they come out the store and I'm like, ooh, what y'all get? They pulled out 2 bottles of Taka Vodka. I'm gonna go ahead and put some Taka Vodka right there. If you ain't never tasted Taka Vodka before, don't drink it. If that's your go-to drink, I'm sorry, but that shit is nasty. It tastes like rubbing alcohol and St. Ives soap. I don't know, y'all probably thinking, how do I know what this stuff tastes like? But you ever smell something, you could taste it? That's what it tastes like, and it is nasty, okay? It's nasty. It burns when it goes down. It's the most worst experience ever. And it's like, when we was in high school, we used to drink that shit, like, you know, but it's like, whatever. But now it's like, girl, we gave you more than enough money to get something decent. Like, you do not have to come outside with that. So I'm just like, why y'all get this? And she like, girl, what the fuck? This gonna get us drunk as fuck fast. It's gonna get us drunk, so we don't gotta keep coming back for bottles. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Where the change at? So she like, it wasn't no change. That's why we got this. What? How is it not no change? Like, oh, what? Like, it has to be changed. Like, Taka Vodka's like $2. Like, it has to be changed. So I'm just like, whatever. Like, whatever. I'm not even tripping, but I'm just thinking like, bro, how are you pocketing some change? And again, I ain't never even asked y'all for gas money, nothing like that. Like, but you want to pocket some change, but whatever. I'm not even tripping. I was just annoyed because I'm just thinking like, Party gave us some money and I said we was going in 2 on the bottle and we about to come back with Taka Vodka. Like, this is actually my homeboy. I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm trying to play people out of their money and shit. Like, I was just so fucking annoyed. So anyway, we get back to the beach. When we get there, they like, what the fuck? Like, Party and his friends, they like, who the fuck picked Taka Vodka? I'm like, they went in the store and got that shit. He was just like, whatever. I guess we gotta make it work with what we got with, like, you know. And I'm just like, right. So we end up drinking the Taka Vodka, y'all, and they had lean. This was the dumbest shit I could have ever did, y'all. They over here, it was one boy, he don't need no name or whatever like that. I actually wonder what happened to him. Like, damn, he like fell off the face of the earth. I'm gonna have to hit a party and ask. But anyway, so he over here, this nigga talking about some Simone, you know what really goes good? Like, fuck that juice y'all got. This go good with it. He's shaking the little bottle. And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, you know, at this point, I really don't know too much. I don't know. So, oh my God, my dumb ass let him mix the fucking lean with the Taka Vodka. Bro, if I don't know what I was thinking, like, did I want to go to the hospital? Did I, like, what the fuck was wrong with me? Like, stupid decisions you make when you're young. But anyway, so, yeah, if you just could know, my night went crazy. And we finished that whole bottle. Like, he didn't even know, like, I don't know if this was his first time sipping that or what, but he poured so much. Like, he didn't even pour a whole lot, like a line. Like, he poured the whole fucking bottle and mixed that shit up in the alcohols. Like, whoever wanted to do the dumb shit, too. So, y'all, so we end up drinking that. Oh, my hair all up in here. Anyway, so we end up drinking that with the alcohol, y'all. As y'all know, my night is just going like this. It's starting to go like this. Now night is starting to come. So it's starting to go like this. I'm just woozy. It's not nighttime, but it's like sunsetting, so it's still some sun out. And it was like this one boy there. He's cute, not gonna lie. And my dumbass was so fucking faded and just drunk. I'm over here chasing this boy around the beach, and he's just laughing. Like, we just really playing like some real kids. I don't know what was wrong with us, but he was enjoying me chasing him, y'all. It wasn't like I was just chasing him to be chasing him. He was enjoying it, and I was enjoying it too. I guess I was, because I was doing it for so long. You know, I was blanking in and out. Like, this, after that whole lean happened, it was like, it was like, I don't know. But anyway, so he chased him, I'm chasing him, I'm laughing and stuff, and I had so many scratches on my legs and stuff because I'm falling in the sand. I just kept falling. Like, I'm trying to run in the sand, I'm falling, I'm just scraping my legs up. Like, y'all, sand cuts, I guess, when you fall on it. Oof. Anyway, so I'm chasing him, and I'm like noticing, what's it called? Everybody is lit, turned up, dancing, listening to music, everybody's lit. But I'm noticing Shoestring is recording me, y'all. Shoestring, she's just recording me and laughing and all this other stuff. So I'm just like not taking none of it, but I'm faded. And at this point, Taka Vodka is probably like Hennessy, because it gets you a little on the fight night type. I'm getting a little feisty because I'm wondering, like, why aren't you having fun? Maybe she's not meaning no harm. Maybe she's just recording. I don't fucking know. So I'm running, and I just was like, girl, have some fun. Like, have some fun. Like, you know, laughing, biggest smile ever. And she was just like, no, I'd rather record you make a fool of yourself. Excuse me, this boy's enjoying being chased by me, okay? We are having fun. Like, we are connecting right now. Like, he's running and I'm chasing. Like, he's liking the chase. Like, girl, please. I'm not embarrassing myself. No, I'm just kidding. I most definitely was. But everybody was too drunk and having fun. Nobody gave a fuck. So, I'm just like, girl, I said, you rather sit here and record me than have fun? I said, that's crazy. But I'm going to go ahead and keep enjoying myself. Like, bitch. So, anyway, I was not even tripping off her no more. So I'm over here, and I end up talking to like Party and like Toxic and all these other people and shit like that. I'm just talking, just having a good time. And she over there, she ended up sitting down. Mind y'all, when I'm over here talking to Party and Toxic and stuff, she ended up coming like kind of biased, and she was sitting down. So I'm noticing Party, he just throwing up gang signs and like, hey, like posing and shit. So I'm like, what did you do? And I turn around, this bitch is recording us. And I'm like, okay. And no, she did not have no YouTube channel or nothing like that. So she's recording us. And I'm just like, why does bitch keep recording me? Like, why do you keep recording me? So now I'm starting to think back when we was at the Mexico Plaza and she was taking the picture. Like, I'm just like, this is something up with her. Like, she's weird, but I didn't even say nothing. So I'm just like, oh, we taking pictures? And I just start posing. And she just laughing, like, dying laughing, like something was just so fucking funny. So I'm just like, whatever. So I'm up talking to Sasha, and I'm just like, what's up with your girl? Like, why is she not having fun? And she was just like, I don't know. Like, you know, I don't really know these girls like that. But she like, Taka Vodka seemed cool. Shoestring, I don't know. Like, I really don't know. So I'm like, right. Like, she keep recording me. I'm like, is she recording everybody? Like, you know, I'm asking these questions. I'm like, she's recording you? She's like, no. So I'm just thinking, like, at this point, why is this bitch recording me? And laughing like I'm just this fucking clown. Like, bitch, like, I'm running around here looking like a fucking fool. Like, we all are. So anyway, night come, fire's lit, boom. We over here, we all around the fire, we like, let's play a game. So they like, let's play truth or dare. So, y'all, everybody truth or dare, truth or dare. I'm seeing the dares that they giving each other, and I'm just like, I'm too drunk to even play this game with y'all. So I'm gonna say truth. So it was on shoestring, and she's like, Simone. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like, truth. And she just was staring at me, smiling. She didn't say shit. So everybody like, so Party was like, girl, hurry up and say what the fuck it is. But he's just a funny, like, person. Like, you know, no take him home, no harm, nobody do. But anyway. And she was just like, okay. She was like, no truth, it's dare. So I'm like, okay, dare. So she like, I dare you to get naked and go swim in the water. So I said, where's the shot I gotta take, because I'm not doing that. And she's like, why you not doing that? I said, because girl, I said, I'm faded, it's nighttime, and I cannot swim. I'm about to go in that water and die. Like, is you dumb? Like, you know. So I'm just like, girl, no, that would be dumb as fuck for me to do. I cannot swim. Like, no. So she was just like, oh no, you scared somebody gonna record you looking stupid as fuck, girl. You been doing that all day. So I said, what? And she was just like, I'm just saying, girl, ain't nobody gonna record you. And I said, I would hope not. I said, because you seem a bit obsessed. Like, you know, and she was just like, girl, ain't nobody obsessed with you, bitch. Like, at this point, girl, you taking it too far, because what the fuck. So Party like, hey, nah, like, you know, we not doing that. And I was just like, oh yeah, no, like, I'm like, okay, why the fuck you keep recording me then? She was like, because you look stupid as fuck and I want to show my friend. So I was just like, bitch, like, you're weird as fuck. Like, you gonna sit here instead of having fun, like, you want to sit here and be recording me. You know, I'm just like, you know, and I'm just talking a whole lot of, but it wasn't really making sense because I was drunk. You ever been drunk and your comebacks ain't coming back right? I was like, okay, let me just shut up. I ain't make no sense. So she just like getting loud, like, oh, da. So Toxic was just like, that's weird behavior. Like, you're weird as fuck for even doing that. She was like, you know what? Like, the night is just getting too much. Like, let's just go. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, Toxic. I'm like, I'm over this whole night. I'm ready to go. And she was like, no, bitch. Like, what's up? Like, you talking all that shit. What's up? Like, you want to fight? So she was like, we could go to the parking lot and fight. Mind y'all, when we went to the liquor store and came back, I ended up parking at the bottom with the parking lot, and the parking lot is like basically on the beach. So I ended up parking right there when we came back. So she like, we go to the parking lot, we fight. Bitch, what is you even talking about? So I said, if you want to fight, we can meet up and fight tomorrow. I said, because right now I'm too drunk to fight, and I ain't even finna make a fool out of myself. Like, honestly, I'm being real honest. Like, y'all, I told you I was mixing alcohol and lean. I'm not about to be over here fighting and falling asleep and the bitch just beat me up and I'm looking like, what would be my point of fighting? I know I'm not in the best shape to be fighting right now. Like, no. So I was like, yeah, if it's that serious to you, like, we could really meet up and fight tomorrow. And y'all, I was really the type of person, like, I'm not letting shit go. Like, we really could meet up and we could fight tomorrow. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, it was a time, and I'm gonna get to that story too, where and I'm not like this anymore at all, y'all, at all. Again, reason to why I won't show these people faces, because I'm a real peaceful person. I don't know what was wrong with me back then. It's a little feisty. Maybe it was too much malt liquor, I don't know. But anyway, I'm like, yeah, it's time for me to go. I'm like, you know what, I just realized I'm too faded right now. I just really need to go home anyway. So I'm like, yeah, I'm about to go. I'm like, whoever I need a ride, because Party was like, oh, I'm gonna get a ride with you. And then like the other people end up leaving, so it basically wasn't even that many people. It was like Party and 3 people with us, and you know, them. So everybody else was already like gone. So I'm like, yeah, whoever need a ride, come on, because like I'm ready to go anyway. Like, I'm like, this bitch just killed my vibe. Like, you know, I said that, and she was just like, oh, if I killed your vibe, then fight me then, bitch. Fight me then, bitch. And Toxic was like, I'm gonna fight you for her, because she's like, my friend is too fucking drunk and she's not gonna fight you right now. Like, you know, if you want to fight, we really could fight tomorrow. Like, you know, it's not like we dead serious. And I'm like, yeah, you know where I live at. Like, you could pull up. Like, it ain't like I'm just saying this to say this. I'm not scared of you. Like, if you know where I live at, you could pull up tomorrow. I'll be sober. We could fight. So she just like something. So now this bitch started recording. She just recording. Like, we ain't even talking to her. We all just walked into the car. She just recording. And I'm just like, whoo, this bitch is trying to make me mad, but I'm not even gonna let her get to me because I see what she doing. And there's no point in me going back and forth with you if I don't even want to fight you right now. Like, it's really no point. So I'm just like walking, like, I'm just really out of it. So it's like, I'm arguing with you, but I'm still just out of it. I need to go home. I feel like I had already threw up. Like, it was bad. Like, so we in the parking lot, and Party like, let's take some they gonna take some pictures real quick. So I'm like, all right. So me and Toxic sit in the car and we just talking. I'm letting the car warm up, but I'm just drinking water. I'm like, girl, what the fuck? Like, why did I let myself get like this? We not even talking about this bitch. Like, we really just talking, like. And I'm just like, yo, like, what the fuck? So we just talking, laughing about something totally different. Because, again, you know, you be drunk. You be all over the place. Like, I forgot all about you at this point. So we just over here, we talking, whatever. And I don't know why I'm in the car with the fucking car on with it in reverse and my foot on the brake. We laughing and talking so much that I ended up lifting my foot off the fucking brake. And it like, the car started going back and it hit this boy, like the boy that was taking the picture. So I jammed on the brakes, like we jammed, like boom, like I'm like, oh, I put the car in park. I'm like, oh my God. Like I was dying laughing though. He fell. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. He like, nah, it's good, Simone, it's good. That just means we don't need to take no more pictures. I took too much. Like, and everybody laughing. Here go this bitch. This drunk ass bitch can't even pay attention to what the fuck she doing. Almost killed somebody. Bitch, you need to get your shit together. So at this point, I remember where I was at again. And I'm just like, bitch, who the fuck are you talking to? And she was like, you drunk as fuck. And you over here hitting people and shit. What if you would have ran him over? What if the fuck you would have did? I said, why are you so mad? I said, bitch, did I hit you with my car? She was like, no, you're weird as fuck. Like, you're weird. Like, blah, blah, blah. She just going off. She going off. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just fight. Let's just fight. So I'm taking off my earrings and shit. And Party like, nah, Simone, I'm not gonna let you fight her. Like, and I'm really like, nah, let's just fight. I'm gonna fight her. Like, I'm walking over there. And here go fucking the girl. Oh, bitch, you wanna fight out? No, I'm gonna fight you when you sober. Cause I ain't even finna dog you out like that. Oh, but you wanted to fight me so bad. But now that I'm agreeing to fighting you, you don't wanna fight no more. Oh, okay, whatever. So Party is like holding it back. Everybody holding it back. They like, let's just go. I'm like, yeah, come on, let's go. Let's get in the car. And I said, bitch, and you better not walk your ass over here. I said, cause you not getting in my car. She was like, what? I was like, you're not getting in my car. I said, the bus stop is up there. You better find some service, because you know at the beach is no service, especially at Dockweiler. So I'm like, you better find some service, call you a ride, something. I don't give a fuck. I was like, but you're not getting in my car. I said, so who come in? I said, because she not getting in my car. So Takabaka like, no, Simone, she really drunk. She don't mean it. Mind you, the bitch wasn't drunk like that. She was recording me damn near the whole day. Like, she was not drunk. So she like, nah, come on, Simone, that's not cool, don't leave her here. I said, she ain't my fucking friend. I said, I don't even know this bitch. I don't give a fuck. I'm like, you talking too much shit to think you finna get in my car. Like, no. And I know somebody probably really gonna think like, oh, you ain't shit for not letting her. But y'all, I'm not about to let this bitch get in my car. You talking too fucking crazy to me. You're not finna be in my backseat and sock me in the back of the head while I'm driving, make me crash. Like, no. You're not finna have me pull up to somewhere and some people come outside and do some weird shit to me or shoot up the car when I'm driving off. No. Like, no, you're not getting in my car, period. You're not getting in. So I'm just like, nah, she ain't getting in. So Sasha like, Simone, come on, please, like, these my friends and you're my friend. Like, that would be fucked up if you just lead them. And I said, she's talking too much shit. I said, I didn't even do shit to this girl. Like, I'm not letting her. I don't give a fuck. I'm like, well, Sasha, you can stay with him too if that's how you feel. Like, but I'm not, like, I'm like, are you getting a ride or not? Because she's not getting in my car. So Takabaka like, Shoestring, you think somebody would come get you? Yo, I'm just like, she ain't shit. This supposed to be your best friend. She like, you think somebody would come get you? She was like, Simone, could we at least wait for her ride to come? And I'm just like, whatever. Like, we could wait for her ride to come, but she's not getting in my car. Like, I'm not taking her nowhere. And she was like, yeah, because I really want to get a ride. She was like, or at least till her ride is close, then we could just leave. And I'm just thinking like, this bitch ain't shit, because you really finna leave your friend. If this was the other way around and somebody was kicking Toxic out the car, I would just be looking stupid with Toxic and we got to find a ride. But I wouldn't leave her, like, so I'm just like, she ain't shit. So she ended up saying like, oh, Takabaka was like, oh, I could find us a ride, like, y'all could just go, like, y'all could go. So at this point, Shoestring is crying. She's crying. And she was just like, first she was like, bitch, you better let me in that motherfucking car. You gonna give me a ride. And I'm just like, how are you talking to me like that? So anyway, so now she's crying. She's crying, y'all. And I'm over here just laughing. Then I'm feeling bad, like, she's crying. But then I'm like, Simone, no. The fuck? Kick that nice shit to the side. You ain't letting her in your car because she crying. The fuck? She don't give a fuck about you. She like, what? So I'm just like, so she cried. She was like, oh, I just really wanted to have fun today. And like, she just cried. So I'm just like, this part I really don't give a fuck. So Takabaka like, they ride is almost there. So I'm like, all right, well, we out of here because y'all need to get home. Like, for one, I don't even fucking have license. Like, my license was suspended. I didn't have insurance. Like, it was a lot going on. And I'm drunk. I need to go home. And I do not suggest anybody to drive drunk at all. If you're drunk, you need to pull over, go to sleep, call somebody to come get you. The smart thing to do was for me to have left my car there. Thank God nothing happened, but yeah. So anyway, we leave. And Party lived by me or whatever. So when we get in the car, Sasha get in the car with us. Taka vodka shoestring stayed there. So Sasha get in the car. Once we get in the car, Sasha like, yeah, Simone, I'm happy you didn't get that bitch right. Fuck that bitch. That bitch weird as fuck. I would never link with them bitches again. Taka cool, but shoestring is a weird ass bitch. Oh, you got so much to say now, Sasha. Cause at first you was mute. Cause you was like scared of them. And she was just like, yeah, that bitch is a weirdo. And I was gonna take off on her when she was talking about she was gonna fight you. So Toxic was like, no the fuck you wasn't. Like you was just standing there. And I was just like, I don't need nobody to fight for me. Like, you know, it's all good. If she really wanna fight tomorrow, she could come, like, or we could link. Like, it's really, I really don't care. Like, you know, so she like, Sasha just talking so much shit. And I'm just thinking like, Sasha, girl, shut the fuck up. Like, it's no point of you to even be talking, like, because, girl, shut up. Like, you know, so anyway, we ended up dropping Sasha off, and Party lived by me, so I was gonna drop Party friends off. They was all going to his house. So we driving, y'all. While we driving, we thinking like we way over the situation. We're not even talking about them or that no more. So we in the car, and I'm like, let's get some tacos, y'all. We driving. We should just went home. We're driving to get tacos. Next thing you know, you hear the police sirens behind me, and I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? So I'm so fucking scared, mind y'all. When I was under the influence, because I don't do that now. I don't drive like that. So when I'm under the influence, well, was or whatever, I sober. For some reason, I get behind that wheel, I sober up quick. But it really be like a fake sober up, because when I get out the car, I'll be drunk as fuck again. Like, damn, I thought I was sober. So anyway, I'm like, fuck, if they pull me out the car, because y'all, back then, I used to get put over a lot. I didn't know my rights. And the gang unit used to be the ones most likely pulling me over, and they'll always pull me out the car, you know. Now I know ain't nobody on probation or parole, you can't pull me out the car. But back then I didn't know that, and I'm just letting them search my car, do whatever, y'all. So I'm thinking I cannot get out this car. Like, they gonna know I'm drunk, I'm gonna go to jail, I'm gonna be, they gonna take my car, like, y'all. So what happened was they pull up, I'm pulling, like, driving. They like, Simone, pull over, because I'm driving slow. I'm like, I need to find the right spot to pull over. I'm like, you gotta get in lit area. Like, I'm just like, oh my god. So I'm driving, and we driving up Fig anyway, so it's like cars parked on the street. So I'm trying to find a place to pull over. So I'm driving slowly, y'all, and like getting over. Why the police pull on the side of me and flash their fucking bright ass light in the car, and then next thing you know, you hear boom and barking. Y'all, they hit 2 dogs. The dogs was just rolling down the street, and y'all, I started crying. I jammed on brakes and started crying. I'm like, oh my god, the dogs. And the dogs was just rolling, like, and it's playing in my head right now, and it's so sad again. They hit the dogs. The police committed a crime, y'all, and they hit the dogs. And then they, you know what they did? Not checked on the dogs. Why? Because they was homeless dogs in a black neighborhood? No, I'm just kidding. But no, they didn't check on the dogs. You know what they did? They busted a U-turn and drove sped off. Don't leave it to look like I hit the dogs, because I didn't. Y'all hit the dogs because y'all was all in my car. So I'm like, oh my god. But the dogs ended up like limping away. I guess they was okay, I don't know. But that was just a sign for me to go home. So y'all, the story is still not over, y'all. Okay, so anyway, we go home. I just have to throw that part in there because y'all, shit be crazy. So anyway, so I go home, y'all. The next day, Toxic ended up spending the night or whatever. So the next day, I'm on Facebook, and somebody sent me a friend request. Guess what it is? It's shoestring. So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not finna accept this bitch friend request. This bitch is a weirdo. So I'm looking to see if she messaged me. She didn't message me. She just sent me a friend request. So I end up hitting up Sasha, like, yeah, what's up with her? Like, did you hear from her today? I'm like, that bitch sent me a friend request, like, da-da-da. She was just like, oh, Simone, like, I know, I just want to apologize. I should have told you earlier. Like, I should have told you yesterday. So I'm like, what? She was like, that shoestring got beef with you because of y'all past. I said, because of whose past? She was like, you and shoestrings past. Like, she don't like you because of the shit y'all, I guess the beef y'all had. I said, I don't even know her. Like, what is you talking about beef we had? She was like, well, she told me, like, when y'all went to Washington, you was fucking with her boyfriend and she had caught you with him. I said, what? I didn't even go to Washington. So I'm like, I don't know who she think I am, but I'm not her. I'm like, I didn't go to Washington, y'all. Like, when I went to school out here for high school, I went to Locke, like, and I was supposed to go to Washington. Like, I went to Washington for fucking summer school. Like, that's it. And I only used to stick to my fucking 2 friends that I had at the school. Like, I was really a school go by. Like, I didn't really speak to nobody. I didn't talk to no boys. Like, the fuck? So I'm just like, what is she talking about? Like, and I ain't never seen this girl a day in my life. So I'm just like, yeah, that's not me. And she was like, you sure? I'm like, I'm fucking sure. Like, I wouldn't know if I had beef with this bitch in high school. Like, the fuck? So I'm like, what the fuck? So I go accept this girlfriend request, and I hit her up. Because I'm thinking like maybe I came off weird to her or something like that, like, you know, for her to act that way or whatever, like, I don't know. So I ended up hitting her up and I was just like, hey, I'm like not sure if you still want to fight. If you do, that's still okay, like we could still do that. I was like, but I wanted to go ahead and apologize to you if I came off a little weird for you to be acting weird towards me. I said, because I don't know what it is that you thought I did to you. I'm like, but I didn't do shit and you was just acting weird, so that's why I ended up leaving you at the beach, you know, etc., all the other shit. So I'm like, and also I'm like, Sasha told me that you think I had beef with you in high school. I said, I didn't go to Washington, I don't know who you talking about, and we never had beef, I don't know you. I'm like, again, but I apologize. Like, you know, I apologize for you being weird to me. Like, if I did something to you for you to be weird. Like, you know, basically a little apology. When I was telling Toxic this, she said, bitch, how are you apologizing for her, for her being weird to you? I'm just like, I don't know. I felt bad. Sometimes situations happen and I feel bad. So I'm just like, you know, if I let her know, I am apologizing, but if you still want to fight, we can still do that. So she ended up hitting me back and was like laughing my ass off, bitch, you're a fucking clown, you're not worth me fighting because I wanted to fight you yesterday and you was so scared, all this other shit, right? So she was just like, you trying to act like you don't know who blah 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 is, some nigga I don't even know. And she was like, yeah, bitch, when I caught you at his house, you was scared as fuck, I should have beat you up then. I said, again, don't know who the fuck you mistaking me for. It can't be nobody that look that much like me that you're mistaking me for her. Like, you know, I said, because I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Like, you know, she's saying times, like, bitch, at that time I was living in Rialto. Like, the fuck is you even talking about? Like, I lived in Rialto for a year, and I think she had said, like, the time, and I was like, girl, I didn't even live in LA at that time. Like, bitch, what are you even talking about? Like, you know, so I'm just like, whatever. At this point, I'm just like, girl, you're a clown, bye. Like, the fuck? So, y'all, next thing you know, I didn't even block her, unfriend her, nothing. Why I'm on Facebook, and this bitch posted a video of me chasing the boy around at the beach, and was all like, this bitch love chasing other bitches' niggas. So I comment, I said, bitch, you're weird as fuck. I don't even fucking know you. I said, that's why your dumb ass got left at the beach. And I said, and whoever's fucking your nigga, I hope she continue to do it. And I hope she's doing it good. Like, you know, I just said that. I'm just like, this bitch is weird. Y'all, so people was commenting. They just like, what the fuck? Like, you know, like people that knew me and knew her. Because I know people that went there. Because, y'all, I went to Henry Clay. So I was supposed to go there. So I knew people that went to Washington. So they hit me up. They comment like, what the fuck? So a few people was hitting me up just like, y'all, girl, that girl is weird as fuck. She always just been a weirdo. She's messy. She just like to start shit. Like, don't pay no mind. Like, because they want to be nosy. So they asked me like, what happened? And I'm telling them like, I don't know this girl. Like, you know, so I even said the boy name, like, who is that? And they like laughing my ass off. I doubt he ever fucked with her. Like, you know, I never heard about them messing with each other at school. But y'all, they just telling me like, she's weird, like paying no mind. And they like, you want me to report it? So a lot of people was like, her comments was going, I'm like, you don't even gotta report, like, it's whatever. Her comments was going left though. Like, she thought her comments, like, more people was commenting back to what I said to her. So it was only like few people, like her friends, like even Taka comment like, delete this. Like, y'all, her comments wasn't going the way she wanted them to go. Like, I got so many friend requests from other people, like it wasn't going the way she wanted it to go. So she ended up deleting it. And after that, I deleted her, y'all. And that was it. Like, that was it. I'm just like, this bitch is a weirdo. And ever since then to this day, I ain't never ran into her or Taka Vodka ever again. But it's crazy. I really want to ask Sasha, because I ended up seeing, like, later in life, I had seen her and Sasha and Taka, like, I seen them all out, like, at a concert and shit before. But I had never even hit Sasha up and asked her, like, oh, what's up? How that bitch? Like, she's still weird. Like, you know, I never asked nothing about her or nothing like that. Even after, because I still hung out with Sasha, like, plenty of times after that, too. And after I seen her with them still, like, I never brung her up or nothing. But now I really want to ask, like, how is that girl? Like, what's up with her now? Like, you know, because I'm really curious. Like, that's just crazy to me. Like, I really never ran into her again. But, Shoestring, if you are watching this, you owe me an apology because because you are being weird to me, you know. And Taka, if you watching this, I hope you're not drinking that no more. I hope you like upgraded to a different drink because that shit burns, you know.
Bye.